Shalom, Yasrad, this is your brother A. Yin. I come to you from H.O.I Atl with another doctrine cuts going into betrothed women and covenants. Right. We're going to get straight into it. This is Leviticus 19, verse 20. And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman that is a bondmaid, betrothed to a husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she was not free. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. So he has to atone for that. It's a sin. Because you laid with this man, this man's father made a covenant with another man. This is his wife. She's still a virgin, but she is paying off the debits of her father. This man came, he's already paid the dowry of virgins for this woman. She's betrothed to him, but she's also working for her master. And just so happens that the man that she's working for, that she's a bondmaid to, the man sleeps with her, and he has to give a sin offering, a trespass. And he gotta give a trespass, but they don't die because it's not really adultery. He has to pay for that trespass of sleeping with that man's. It's a woman that was supposedly given to him. He didn't get killed like regularly because she wasn't free. So let's go into what would happen to a woman if she was free. And this, I'm going to go to, one second, I'm going to have to just go to online because I don't know, I like that app, but sometimes it's kind of, it bugs out. Okay, let's go to 22. Let's go into marriage violations, right? So we're going to go into marriage violations. We just showed one where a woman, she's betrothed to a man, and the man paid the dowry of virgins, but she was working under a master, and the master slept with her. They slept together, and he had to, the master, he had to give an offering, but she gets punished because that vow that her father had gave to the man is broken. And now she's made a covenant with another man, right? Here's another violation. If any man take a wife and go in onto her, meaning he's late with her, and hate her, and give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maiden. So he's saying, when I laid with her on the day that I was supposed to, in the chambers, she wasn't a virgin. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. So he said, look, these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. If you ever read in the scriptures, what happens is a maiden will be waiting on the outside of the door to pick up the tokens of a woman's virginity. It's a linen cloth that's laid there, and she takes the linen cloth with the issue of her blood, right, to prove her, her virginity. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hate her. And lo, he have given occasion of a speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maiden, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. So all the elders see the cloth, and it's what? Boom. The cloth has blood on it, the damsel's blood. For when the maiden was out there and they laid together, because a woman who is a virgin, 99.9% of the time she's going to bleed. And the elders of the city shall take the man and chastise him. They're going to beat the hell out you. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he had brought up an evil name unto the virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife, and he may not put her away all his days. That means you can't divorce this woman. You lied and said she's not a virgin. Because you did this, you have to die with this woman. Ain't no divorcing this specific woman. Right? It says all his days. If you believe that there is, oh, you can't, I can divorce this woman, you go to them elders and you already did that against this woman, they're going to be like, nah, you ain't divorcing this woman all your days. But if this thing be true, now if it's true, and the tokens of the virginity be not found for the damsel, if the cloth is not bloody, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she wrought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shall thou put evil away from among you. Now, if it's found that she's not a virgin and she's done slept with some man out there that no one knows, she's going to be put to death, because no one knows who's the man is. But she's going to be put to death. If a man be found lying with a woman's, with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shall thou put evil away from Israel. So that goes into, if a man has already went through everything and is went in onto a woman and she sleeps with another man, they both get put to death. Right? So I want to go into a married woman, meaning that she's not a virgin. Right? So that's why this word lie, meaning shakab, lie, to lay. Because Shana, we're going to go deep into Shana and what it means. This lesson might be a little longer, but Shana and lie is different. You can't, I'll just go into it, right? So if a damsel that is a virgin is be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her. So if a man sees a woman who's a virgin, she's betrothed, a man has already went to the father and paid the shekels, and she's just running around, but they haven't had that ceremony. He hasn't laid with her yet. Right? He hasn't gone, her husband hasn't gone on to her yet. She's promised to him, but he hasn't laid with her yet. But another man finds and lay with her. Then ye shall bring them both out onto the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die. The damsel, because she cried out, being in the city, she cried not, being in the city. And the man, because he have humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. So now this is a woman who's free. She's free. She's not a bond maid paying off debits. She's free. She's given. That woman is that man's wife because she was promised by the father. And they both will die because that covenant was broken. When you go into lie with her, shakab, and you go to humble Aina to bow down and afflict. The reason why you don't see Aina or humble when a man lays with a married woman is because she's already humbled. He's already humbled her. He's already broken her virginity, right? You can't humble a married woman. So Aina doesn't mean to rape a woman. It means to humble her. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field and a man force her down, that's different. Kazak, force, grow strong, and lie with her. Then the man only that lay with her shall die. Meaning, if you lay with this woman and you force her, you rape her, you die. That's what that means. Then the man only that lay with her shall die. But the damsel, though thou shalt do nothing, there is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when the neighbor riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is the matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried out, and there was none to save her. See? Now, here's 22 and 28. If a man find a damsel that is but a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he have humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. Now, there's no force. There's just lie, meaning it's a mutual sex, meaning to bow, to be afflicted. I mean, he broke her virginity. So now he got to go to the father and pay the dowry of what? The dowry of virgins. Let's go to Exodus 20. Oh, man. All right. Son is really up with a... with that site, man. I don't know what it is. I like this site, but it's kind of getting a little irritating. Right? So this is Exodus chapter 22, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, entice, we got game, man, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Now, here we go. You got to endow this woman. You got to go and wish. You got to go out and make sure. You don't just lay with her and leave, bro. Like a lot of you brothers be doing out here. Endow, makar, to require by paying a purchase, a price. Meaning you got to go to the father. You going out here just sleeping with sisters and you ain't even talking to the father. You ain't even done nothing. Ain't made no vow or anything. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay the money according to the dowry of virgins. So the father can refuse. A random dude you don't know come up and just sleep with your daughter. He can refuse. You didn't go to him. These are the things that are in the laws of Moses, right? These covenants, they exist. They're there. That the understanding of endow, right? Mahar, to buy or require a purchase, has been in Genesis 24, where it talks about, let's go here. Genesis 24 and 46. And I asked her and said, whose daughter thou art? And he said, the daughter of Bethuel. And she said, the daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Michelle bare unto him. And I put the earrings upon her face and the bracelets upon her hands. And I bowed my head and worshiped the Lord and blessed the Lord God of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. Right. So this is master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand and to the left. Right. So he's inquiring the whole time about buying Rebecca for Isaac, because this whole story gets really long, and y'all just got to go through it. But you see that right here in verse 53, it says, and the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. And he gave also to the brother and to the mother precious things. So that word mahar comes into place. Mahar. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go into vows. Our father Jacob went into vows. He vowed for Rachel. It's Genesis 29:18. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had for her. It was just it felt like a couple of days to him. But that agreement, that vow that he vowed, I'll work 7 years for her. He said, sure, I'll give it to you. That word mahar had to come in, that purchase. You had to go to the father and make an agreement, right? You can't just be going around snatching up women. That are not yours. Where else I want to go? I don't want to get too deep into it. I just want to get quick understanding, right? So I might as well go with the last verse I want to get with Tobit 7 and 9, right? So this is Tobit chapter 7 and 9. So he communicated to the matter with Raguel, and Raguel said to Tobias, eat and drink and make merry, for it is meet that thou shouldest marry my daughter. Nevertheless, I will declare unto thee the truth. So Raguel's father was like, I want you to marry my daughter. Raguel said to Tobias, I want you to marry my daughter. But he had to tell him the truth. Right? He says, I've given my daughter in marriage to 7 men who died that night. They came in onto her. Nevertheless, for the present be merry. But Tobias said, I will eat nothing here till we agree and swear one to another. So there's an importance here with that mahar, that vow. You go to the father, y'all swear one to another. Y'all make an agreement. Right? And Raguel said, then take her from hence according to this manner, for thou art her cousin, and she is thine. And the merciful God give you good success in all these things. Right? He said, go, take her. She's yours. The father gave her. See, when you deal with the giving of, what I want to say, guardianship over this woman, like you have complete sole responsibility of your wife. That's what the father has to give to you, because that's his responsibility. That's his goal, his ownership. You don't have that value. You're not giving that rulership over her. You're not giving that guardianship over his daughter unless he gives it to you. Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand and gave her to be wife to Tobias, saying, Behold, take her after the law of Moses, and lead her away to thy father. And he blessed them, and called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it. That's it. That's under the law of Moses, the instrument of covenants. You have to have a covenant, right? Even if you lay with the woman, you will have to go to the father and receive a covenant. Period. You even get that in man, I said I was gonna make this my last scripture, but let's see if I'm right. This is one. 30, 31 through 4. All right, so it says, and Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. Right? He took her and defiled her, man. He did her dirty. And his soul cleaved unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel, and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, Get me this damsel to wife. So he's like, I took this woman, but I don't know who her father is. I done took her, defiled her. But he says, I have to go. I know what type of woman this gotta be, and I gotta go to the father. Right? And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. Right? So he took Dinah, defiled the hell out of her, fell in love with her, and now he had the audacity to go and ask Jacob to marry her. To have that guardianship, that ownership go onto him. For them to vow together that Dinah is his. But we know according to the law that death happens to people that, that go and force and lay with women. So Jacob, he was willing to give her because he's already laid with her. And Hamor communed with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longed for your daughter. I pray you give her to him to wife, and make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get ye possessions therein. And Shechem said unto his father and unto his brethren, Let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me, I give. And nevertheless, much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. So he wants a dowry out of her. But I'm not going to go too deep because it gets really long. right? It says, and Jacob and the sons of Jacob answered Shittim and Hamor his father deceitfully, and said, because ye have defiled Dana their sister. And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. So I'm gonna just get to the gist of it. They knew what they were gonna do. According to the law, you can't just go and force yourself on a woman and be like, oh, I want a dowry for her. According to the law, that man has to die. So they deceived them. And we already know the story. They killed a lot of them, right? They slew a lot of them. So, I'm gonna hold it right here. That goes into vows. That goes into covenants. A man can vow. A man can have a dowry. A man can make an instrument, a covenant, to give his daughter over under the laws of Moses. Yes.